Hey everyone, my name is Anthony Cofrancesco from brainyflights.com, and today I'm going to be talking about the best starter cards for people who are just getting into either credit cards or they're just getting into points and miles. So, a couple of key things that I keep in mind when I'm looking for starter cards. Number one is I want a card that is going to be easy to get approved for. So, in my mind, there's a lot of different types of cards. There's cards with very high annual fees. There's cards that are specifically for hotels or for airlines. And when you're actually getting approved for these cards, there's something on the back end of the bank, and they kind of decide this is what is a low tier card, this is a high tier card. So the one big consideration that I like to recommend is I like to recommend cards in which people are actually going to get approved for, right? So all three of these cards that I'm going to talk about today, they're what I would call a low tier card. They're very easy, even if you have no or very little credit history, they're very easy to get approved for. The second thing that's really important to me is having a card that has no annual fee, right? When you're starting off, you don't know if you're really gonna go full bore into credit cards or travel hacking. So you want cards that you can get and that you can keep forever, right? Because if you keep the card forever, it's gonna have a positive impact on your credit history. What you don't want to be doing is opening up new cards all the time and then canceling them because it's going to make your credit history shorter and shorter, right? So cards with no annual fee, that's a big win in my book. The final thing is either the ability to use whatever rewards you're gaining, right? So if that's cash back, the ability to get a lot of value from every time that you swipe your card, you're getting some kind of value back, right? Because the thing that I hate seeing the most is people who are using their debit card or they're paying with cash for everything and then they're not earning points over time. So all three of these cards are very, very good for those reasons. The fourth and final thing is I like to recommend cards that have a 0% interest rate, a 0% APR for your first year of card membership. The reason that this is important is because when you're just starting out with credit cards, you're liable to make a mistake. Sometimes you might forget to pay your bill or something along those lines. Having a 0% APR is going to help you reduce the probability that you're going to have to pay either interest or fees on your credit card, which in my mind is also a very big win. So with that being said, let's just jump into the first three cards. Obviously, the number one on the list is probably going to be the Chase Freedom. This is a very simple, a very easy to use card, and it currently has a sign-up bonus of $150. Now, for a card with no annual fee, that's pretty amazing to think that you're just gonna get $150 cash that you can use and spend on whatever you want. But the cool thing is that it's gonna earn 1% on everything, and then it's gonna have rotating 5% categories, right? So every 3 months, they're gonna rotate to a new category, and you're gonna be able to earn 5% cash back on those categories. So in the winter time around the holidays, it's usually you're going to get 5% back on online shopping and then sometimes Amazon.com. Other times it's going to be 5% cash back on restaurants, groceries. It really just changes, but they're quite valuable. Aside from that, obviously the Chase Freedom has no annual fee, and like I talk about in some of my future videos, there's actually some ability to transfer those points out to different airlines and hotels once you have a card like the Chase Sapphire Preferred or the Chase Sapphire Reserve. Now, the other two cards that I'm going to recommend, they're both from Discover. So the Discover It card is exactly the same thing, the exact identical card to the Chase Freedom. The only difference is that it's a Discover card. So if you're inside of the United States, Discover is accepted pretty much everywhere. I would say it's an identical card to the Chase Freedom. The only big difference, well, first, one big difference is that the sign-up bonus for the Discover It is smaller than what it is on the Chase Freedom. The most I've ever seen the Discover It offer is $50 as a cashback bonus. That being said, a lot of people don't talk about this and a lot of people don't know is that during your first year of card membership, your first 12 months, Discover will actually double your cashback bonus. So if you think with the Chase Freedom, you're going to earn 1% on everything and then 5% on those rotating categories. For your first year of having the Discover It card, you're actually going to earn 2% on everything and then 10% back on those rotating 5% categories. So that also applies to things like when you refer a friend and you get a bonus for that, a cashback bonus, that also gets doubled, right? So just keep that in mind. I would almost go as far to say that if you're comparing apples to apples, the Discover It card to the Chase Freedom, that the Discover It card, if the sign-up bonus is factored out, that the Discover It card is actually a better card for beginners, only because you're going to have that cashback bonus doubled for your first year. Now the third card, this is for people who they like cashback, but they really know that a majority of the money that they have or any bonuses that they get, they know that they're going to spend it on travel. And that's why I would recommend looking at the Discover It Miles card. Just like the other two cards, it doesn't have any annual fee, but what I really like about this one is that it earns 1.5 miles on everything, right? So it doesn't matter if you're buying your son's soccer cleats or you're buying yourself Gatorade, right? It doesn't matter. You're going to earn 1.5 points per dollar spent on that Discover It Miles card. But just like with the Discover It card, the Discover It Miles, it's going to have everything during your first year of card membership is going to be doubled. So effectively, you're going to be earning 3 miles per dollar spent on everything that you buy. One last really important thing that I love to talk about with the Discover It Miles card is that they actually give you completely for free every year a $30 in-flight Wi-Fi credit. So if you've ever been on the plane and you see those really expensive Wi-Fi packages, you're just like, man, I really want to post on Instagram right now, or I want to respond to some emails, you can actually spend $30 a year and have it reimbursed from Discover It when you purchase on the Miles card. So if you really think about it, you have a $0 annual fee, you're getting a $50 sign-up bonus, and now also a $30 Wi-Fi credit every single year. It's kind of a no-brainer. It's a great card to get. So if you found that video to be helpful, please give me a thumbs up, and then if you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. I'd be more than happy to answer those. And then also subscribe to this channel for more helpful videos into the future. Thanks so much, and have an awesome day.